The popularity of morally gray characters have ruined what it means to be a true villain. I saw this video and it said,
I'm sick and tired of every major villain in a fantasy series being morally gray because I think it's just a very lazy way of giving depth to a villain or trying to make your villain realistic by being relatable.
and I couldn't agree more. Unfortunately, the popularity of morally gray characters have caused people to look at the background of a character thinking it will justify a character's actions. Just because Homelander got a sad backstory doesn't mean he's the victim in all this. Frankly, this constant attempt falls flat when you look at a character that's absolutely villainous and reprehensible and their actions don't justify any sort of background they previously had. Dio Brando grew up with an abusive father, but following that, he did end up being adopted into a more ideal situation. Despite that, he betrayed his adopted family and would later start a chain of events that would reset the entire universe. Backstory doesn't always justify a character's actions or background, nor should it. The Lich is also a character that's considered an absolute villain. He plays more of the role of being a force of nature. He's absolute villainy incarnate and cannot be reasoned with. Due to this, the audience is able to accept his origin and not hyper-analyze his backstory to look for some humanistic natures that would allow them to justify his actions. Because at the end of the day, his objective was to kill all life, which is objectively ending the Earth. But the most iconic villain would be Reverse Flash. After going back in time, he found out he was destined to be the Flash's enemy. Following that, he leaned into that shit hard. He killed his mom, he framed his dad, he killed his dog, he killed his wife, and he also played a crucial role in the creation of the Flashpoint universe. And then it would later become destroyed. You see where I'm going with this? If they're a universal threat, there's not really any way to justify their actions or their background. And even for people that aren't inherently universal threats like Homelander, there's no psychoanalyzing baby milk drinking. People often think that being a force of absolute villainy is one-dimensional or basic, but to look at it from a more rudimentary standpoint, just the general understanding that they're villainous allows the audience to understand that they're evil without having to psychoanalyze their past. At the end of the day, villains that hate with all of their heart are entertaining villains, and that excessive hatred is what makes them entertaining to watch when they inevitably fall.